Good morning, pilgrims, and Merry Christmas to you. I thought I'd make a quick video on what my essentials are when I walk the Camino. I'm starting to get ready, even though it's a few months ahead of time. I'm going through things in my closet and pulling them out, deciding what I'm going to take this year. I'll be gone for 6 weeks. We're going to walk from Zaragoza this year up and meet my group in Pamplona, and then go to St. John and walk from there. I got my hair cut. Got tired of messing with that long hair, so this is how I like it when I go on the Camino. It's so easy to take care of. So anyway, let me do a quick video now on what my essentials are. These are the things that I take every single year when I walk the Camino. They're in no particular order, just whatever happens to fall into my hands first. So let's start with a hat. I always take a hat. No matter what time of year I walk, I take a hat. This hat isn't necessarily the one I'll take, but I like it because it ties on. And a lot of times when you're walking the Camino, it'll be windy and your hat's going to go flying. So you can get an expensive Tilly hat if you want. Just make sure it has a strap that you can put under your chin. I like this hat because it has a brim. And you need a brim for the sun when it's sunny, but you also need a brim when it's raining, because even if you have an Altus poncho, the poncho hood is floppy and it'll flop down in your eyes, and so it's nice to have a brim under it. You don't have to have this type of hat. You can have any hat with a brim. So if you just want a ball cap, that is fine as long as it's tight enough to stand your head in the wind. So a hat. I've worn all different hats over the years. I've had Tilly hats. I like this one because it's crushable. I can pack it up and put it in my pack. I don't know what it is. I probably got it at Goodwill. That's usually where I get everything. There's really no tag in it, but it's just a really lightweight floppy hat. I talked about this earlier in one of my packing videos. I buy these scarves on the Camino. They're really inexpensive. You can find them in China shops. I think I paid €5 for this. They're just as light as a feather. They really don't weigh anything, but they have so many good functions. If you're walking and it's sunny, you can wear this over your body to keep the sun off of you. You can, if it's cold, even though it's thin fabric, it will keep the wind out, so you can put it over your head and wear it as a regular scarf. If you're showering in the albergue, you can cover up with it. As you go into the shower, if it's cold outside, you can put it around your neck to keep your neck warm if you don't have a buff. It's just got a lot of uses, and I just really love these. If you're a guy, even, they're good because you can tie it around your waist when you go to the shower, so you don't have to carry a lot of stuff with you. They're really worth having. I wouldn't bother getting one here unless you can find one at Goodwill cheap. I'd say this thing's probably 6 foot long and at least 3 foot wide. It's really big, and it packs up to nothing. It just doesn't weigh anything, and it rolls up and packs like tiny. Okay, so I always take one of those. I've got several. I always take a men's cashmere sweater. These were really popular back in the 60s and 70s. Not so much now, but you can find them at Goodwill. Believe it or not, this is an extra large men's cashmere sweater, but I put it in the washer and dryer and shrunk it down. When you do that, you need to check it every few minutes in the dryer because you don't want it to become a size 1. This one has holes in it. I don't care because I'm just on the Camino with it. But this is the warmest thing ever. It keeps the chill off. It keeps the rain off because it's a type of wool, and it does repel water. You know, you can't wear it as a raincoat, but if it's just a light sprinkle, it'll repel water. The wind can't get through it. I just love this thing. In fact, this is an XXL, extra large, 100% cashmere. I find them in Goodwill. You can find them on eBay. Expect to pay $20 to $30 for one. Sometimes you can find them for $6.99 at Goodwill, which is what I did with this one. But lately, I don't know, maybe because it's winter, they're disappearing. I don't find as many, but I'm going to start looking again in the spring. Always cashmere sweater. That's what I take. I always take a towel. This year I'll be walking 6 weeks, so I'll probably take one a little bigger than this. And I talked about towels in another video, but always you need a towel because if you're in the albergues, they don't supply linens. I always take a pea cloth. I carry it in a Ziploc bag and use it, and then wash it out every night. It's really lightweight. It's just a little cotton bandana, really lightweight. It dries overnight, so I can wash it, hand wash it in the sink at night wherever I am, and it's dry by morning to be used again. That way I don't spread toilet paper all over the Camino. I do take a small packet of Kleenex with me. Usually I only carry one of these because when I get to Spain, if I need more, you can get these in packets of a dozen for like €3 and then just share them with friends. They're really inexpensive. And what these are good for is when you go into a bar or a restaurant, a lot of times, especially along the Camino, they won't have toilet paper in there. You can imagine how expensive it would get when there's like 200 pilgrims coming through every day using toilet paper. So carry this with you or be caught without TP, but please don't leave it on the trail. Please. Please. And tell other people not to do it too. It's a terrible problem. For brushing my teeth, I just take a plain old toothbrush and a tiny little thing of toothpaste. This actually will probably last me for 6 weeks because I don't use a lot of toothpaste, just a tiny dab. But if I do run out, you can find toothpaste anywhere along the Camino. Every village has a little store, and they're going to have those little things of toothpaste. Some people cut the handle off their toothbrush to save weight. I'm not that extreme, but you could do that if you wanted. Don't bother taking an electric toothbrush. That's crazy. There's no place to plug it in anyway, most places. I always take this. This is a really nice rope clothesline that I got on the Steve Rick's website years and years ago, and it has lasted forever. I like it because it has Velcro at the end, and so if I'm in a bottom bunk or in a top bunk with posts, I can hang this across, and I can either put up this and have some privacy, or I can hang my clothes, air out my clothes for the next day, or if I've done laundry, I can hang my laundry. Also, if I'm staying in a private place or hotel, I can almost always find a place to hang this where I can hang clothes to dry, so I love it. When I pin things outside on this clothesline or any other clothesline, I carry these little pop containers. They're plastic, they're really lightweight. To open them, you just pop like this. And what's inside this one are safety pins. I won't carry this, I won't carry this many, but I'll probably take about a dozen, and that's what I'll use for hanging my clothes up, so they don't blow away and so they don't walk away, because sadly these days clothes do walk away. So label everything so you can identify it. But I always carry this, and I always carry this, always. Those little containers are handy. You can use them for other things. They come in different sizes, and I always have some of these in my pack. I put, 10 aspirin or ibuprofen or whatever painkiller I'm using in one. I smash a deodorant in one, and that'll last me the whole Camino. I'll show you. I'll do a video on it. I just cut the deodorant off and smash it into here, and then just use my fingers to put it on, and it works fine. And it's a lot smaller, a lot more compact, and a lot less weight than a regular deodorant roll. So I always take that. And then different sizes. I have other things that I put in these, but they're really handy for taking small things. I don't take a big first aid kit. I mean, I could probably pack my first aid kit in a bottle like this. In fact, maybe I'll do that and show you. I take 2 or 3 Band-Aids. I take some ibuprofen because that's my favorite painkiller. I take a needle and thread. I just don't take a lot of stuff because anything I need I can find along the Camino. So if it's just a small emergency like a Band-Aid, I'll have a Band-Aid with me. If it's anything bigger, someone on the trail will probably have something, and if not, you can get it in the next village. So I just don't carry a lot of first aid items. I think it's a waste of space. So this is a little headlamp that I love, and this headlamp is called an E-Light by Petal, P-E-T-L. I love it because it's got a string. Whoa, where's the camera? It's always backwards. So you can put it on your head with this string, like so, and then you can adjust it. This lamp This lamp goes down and up, down and up. So you can adjust it. So it's going right where you want it. I don't necessarily use these in the albergue. It also twists, by the way, right and left. Okay, this is a sweet little headlamp. I don't use it a lot in the albergue because I hate having headlamps shining in my eyes in the albergue. I think that's just the rudest thing ever. I like this one because it has a white light. It has a blinking light. It also, you can't see it in the video, but this is actually a red light for nighttime, and it's bright and light. So it has different options that you can use. Weighs nothing at all, but the bright light on this is quite bright. Yeah, I use it mostly for looking into my pack in dark places. Or if I'm in a cathedral, I'll use this to shine up in the corners where it's dark so I can see. The other thing I didn't bring in here, did I? No, I didn't bring in here. But I always take a pair, oh yeah, I did. I take a small pair of binoculars. These may or may not be the ones I take. These are a little heavy. These I use for bird watching. But a pair of binoculars or a spyglass are wonderful because in those cathedrals, a lot of times there'll be something way up in a corner, way up high in the ceiling that you want to see. And this will make it a lot easier. Or some of the art, which the art is exquisite in those cathedrals. I see art in those cathedrals that's just as good as anything I've seen in the Louvre or any of the big museums of the world that I've been to. So a pair of binoculars or a spyglass or opera glasses are just a wonderful thing to take. I always carry those. The next thing I always carry are these things for sleeping. I always have a sleep mask. I wear this on the airplane as well as in albergues. I have skinny eyelids and I don't like the light in albergues at night. But on the airplane, I don't know if I'm right or not, but it seems to have worked for me. I feel like the germs that cause cold and flu go into your nose, your mouth, your eyes, and your ears, all your openings. So for years, because of my multiple chemical sensitivities, I've worn a mask like you guys are all having to wear now. Plus I've worn an eye mask. Plus I've worn earplugs on the airplane to keep myself from getting sick. But for night sleeping, a mask is nice in the albergue because there are going to be people that get up at dark 30 and shine their damn light in your eyes. So this will keep them from waking you up. There are going to be lots of roncadoras, drunks, and snorers. So you need some good earplugs. The best earplugs I've ever found, and I've tried all different kinds of earplugs, are really inexpensive. They're called Heroes. And they're these little rubber things, and they just squish up to nothing. And you can put one of these in your ear and push it in, push it in, push it in, push it in real tight. Let it expand a little, then push it in, push it in. And after a while, you can't hear anything. Years ago, I ordered a bunch of them, and they sent me this little container, which I liked. It's kind of scrubby looking, but one of these little containers would also be nice to keep your earplugs in. One of these little pop-open containers you could put earplugs in. And that one has Bengay in it. So always earplugs. Now, if you can't find Heroes, one year I ordered like 100 packets, and I gave them out to my walkers. And these are called Howard Light Laser Lights. Okay, I just got these on Amazon. They were really cheap, and I usually carry a couple of extra packets, either for people in my group that forget earplugs or for myself if I lose mine, which so far luckily I haven't. What else? I always carry on the plane either a nasal spray or an oil or even petroleum jelly. Because I have multiple chemical sensitivities, one or two molecules of the wrong perfume will make my brain think I'm going to die. It's crazy what it does to me. It gives me a fight or flight reaction immediately. So I've learned over the years to recognize what triggers that, and what I'll do is clean my nose out with a nose spray. But now, because we have COVID, that's another reason to carry saline spray on the airplane and spray your nose quite often, and then put some kind of oil in there. And it can just be petroleum jelly, and you could carry it in one of these little, carry it in one of these little things, or just get a little tiny tube. You don't need a big jug of it. And keep your nostrils lubricated, because that way anything trying to get up there isn't going to. So I always carry this on the airplane. A lot of times on my way, I'll take a bottle that's almost empty so I can just discard it. Other times I carry it. It depends on where I'm staying. Over the years, I've learned who use really strong cleaning solutions also, and sometimes they use this stuff called Fabuloso on the floors, and oh, it just gives me a migraine. I will literally take the towels they give me and wipe the floors with it and try to get that stuff off the floor so I can breathe, and then I use this to clean my nostrils out. So saline spray is a good thing to take. You don't need a bottle this big, though. This is the one I keep by my bed, so just get a smaller bottle of saline spray. And same thing with lip gloss, any kind of lip gloss, something just to keep lip balm to keep your lips lubricated also. Then I always take Liggets. I'll show you a shampoo bar of any kind instead of liquid shampoo. And what I'll do, this is a new one that I haven't used yet. This is a new one, and what I do is I unwrap it a few months before I'm going, and I let it dry out. You can kind of see that it's not straight across. It's it's kind of shrinking in because it's losing its moisture, and for me that's good. That means it won't be as heavy and it'll last longer. And what I'll do before I go is I'll cut this in half, and I'll only take half of this. That's all I need for 6 weeks on the Camino to wash my body and to wash my hair. That's all I need, so I'll only take one of these little plastic containers with a Liggets bar in it. There are different kinds of bar shampoo. There's one called Lush. I don't like it because it's got too much fragrance. I like Liggets because it's not too strong. But a shampoo bar is just a great idea. You're not going to spill shampoo in your backpack. And you can also just use plain soap too. It won't hurt you. You can also do no poo, and if you've got short hair like mine, for years after I got chemical sensitivities, I just washed my hair with warm water, and it was always clean. It didn't smell, and I just didn't use soap, and it worked fine. So I'm going to show you one thing I do take and one thing that I don't take. I love these. These are Eagle Creek, made by Eagle Creek. They come in packs of 4, at least they used to. This makes it so easy to pack my backpack because I like using a top loader. It's lighter, it's more streamlined, I just like it better. So I put my laundry and my bath items in this one. I put my socks and my underwear in this one. What have I got here? Oh, I put all my cold gear in this one. So like the cashmere sweater I showed you, and if I happen to take gloves or a puff jacket or a fleece, leggings, wool, undershirt, anything like that will go in here. And this one is for any extra, like if I were to take 2 Maccabee skirts, I'd put one here and wear one. Or if I were going to take walking shorts and a Maccabee skirt, I'd put that in here, and any extra shirts. So that way it's really easy to pack and unpack. I really love these because they're made out of Nysil and they're featherweight. So this year, I don't know why I did this. I think because I moved with my mom and this stuff was packed up, I needed more and I couldn't find those online. So I bought these on the Steve Ricks website. I don't like them at all. They're really stiff. The zippers are stiff. They're heavier. They're good. I mean, they're good quality. They're made by Rick Steve, so they're good. But I just really don't care for them. So there's 3 sizes here. If anybody wants these, just shoot me a text, and I'll put them in an envelope and ship them to you. You can just pay the shipping, and it shouldn't cost much. They're not that heavy. But I'm just really not crazy about them. But they are packing cubes, and they would work for someone who doesn't mind carrying as much weight, and someone who doesn't have ADHD and doesn't mind the feel of them. I just don't like the feel of them. These are just softer and scrunchier. So, I don't know. I'm weird that way. So there's those you don't get. I always tell you to take a money belt. This is not the kind of money belt you should take. I can't show you mine because I sew mine into my skirts. Don't get one that goes around your neck. Don't do it because the pickpockets are really smart. They carry a sharp razor knife and they'll just cut it right off your neck, or they'll come by and grab it and yank you. Don't do it. However, if you're sewing one into your skirt or your pants, this is a good option because you can sew this into your skirt or your pants, and then it flips out. I pick these up at Goodwill whenever I see them. This one's a little stiff. I probably wouldn't use it. I like the ones that are not so stiff. But this is the thing that you would keep your passport in. You would keep your ID here. Your passport and credit cards would go in here. Your extra money would go in here. I mean, it's a nice one. I just, I don't know why I have it. I probably picked it up at a yard sale or Goodwill. But don't buy this if you're going to wear it around your neck. You need something that goes around your waist, and you need to wear it under your clothes, and you need to wear it day and night when you're sleeping, and you need to not get into it in public. So that's a don't buy one of those unless you're going to sew it in. The other thing that's an essential is some kind of walking stick. These are my pacer poles, and when I know I'm going to be staying in private albergues, then I take my pacer poles because they're really good. As you can see, the handles are ergonomically made. They're made out of carbon, and they just work really well. If I'm walking on the Frances and staying in albergues, if I'm not taking a group and I'm just staying in albergues, I don't take expensive poles. I'll just wait till I get to Saint Jean Pied de Port or Pamplona, and I'll buy a pole before I go to Saint Jean Pied de Port. You only really need one pole anyway, and you can buy wooden poles for 10 euros or under. You can also buy trekking poles like these, but you don't need anything expensive. You can buy these in Pamplona, you can buy them in Zubiri, you can buy them in Saint Jean Pied de Port. You need it going into Zubiri, you need it going into Roncesvalles if you're going to go down the trail. If you're walking the road, it's not as important. Going into Zubiri, if it's raining, you need poles. So if you're going to start in Saint Jean Pied de Port, I would get them before that. But you can pick them up quite inexpensively in both Saint Jean Pied de Port and in Pamplona. And Zubiri used to have a sporting shop. I'm not sure if it made it through COVID or not. But pacer poles or trekking poles, you can take them on the airplane to Spain. You will not be able to take them with you on the airplane coming back. They will confiscate them in Santiago or Madrid. You have to check them. So just be aware of that. Whether or not they let you take them going there, they won't let you take them coming home. That's another reason I usually don't take them. So I think that's all for my essentials. This has been a longer video than I wanted to make, but I hope that helps. Oh, the other essential I always take is an extra pair of eyeglasses, because if you lose your glasses, you're not going to get glasses made overnight. It's going to take weeks. So always, you can get on Zenni, Zenni, and send them your prescription and pick out frames. I've used them over and over. They have really nice, inexpensive glasses, and they send them to you. They send them to you in a nice plastic case like this, and they come with a little rag for cleaning them. So this is really something easy to put in your pack. Your glasses won't get smashed, and you can fit other things in there too. So I like Zenni. I get my extra glasses for Camino from them because they're inexpensive, and if I lose them, so what? But always take that. The other essential is if you're on prescription drugs of any kind, take a copy of your prescription with you. If you have a copy of your prescription, you can get it filled at any pharmacia. You can get a generic brand, but you need the name. And if it's an opiate especially, you need a prescription. Otherwise, you can probably just get over the counter. So those are all the things that I can think of off the bat. They're on my essential list. And later, after the holidays, I'll actually pack my pack that I'm going to take this spring and show you exactly what I put in it. So I hope this has helped you get a start on your packing. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you later in the year. Buen Camino.